Another great effort for the Chicago Bulls, but they come up short against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to be talking about the key takeaways from tonight's loss. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so tonight, the Chicago Bulls get beat by the Cleveland Cavaliers at home, 139-117. And look, this was a gutsy performance from the Chicago Bulls, who were dealing with 6 players being out due to injury. And I think that you saw a lot of players definitely play hard. They played with some effort, but you see that the Cleveland Cavaliers were just a much better team, ultimately pulling away from the Chicago Bulls in the fourth quarter. And so before we go ahead and jump into the box score and look at the key takeaways from tonight's game, wanted to remind you that 72.2% of you that watch are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure that you go ahead and you slam dunk on that subscribe button, as it means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest as we try to reach our end of the season subscriber goal. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the box score and look at the key takeaways here. So I usually like to throw out the MVPs to start off, and I think that my first MVP on the night is going to be THT. I think that THT did a terrific job as far as scoring the basketball. And he also did some other things as far as, assists and rebounds as well. He had 22 points. He had 4 rebounds. He had 6 assists. He was -9 in the plus-minus box score. He was 9 of 18 from the field and 3 of 6 from 3 in 31 minutes. There was actually one 3-point shot that he had in the corner. I believe it was in the first half, and he actually bailed Coby White out. The shot clock was going down. Coby White was driving. He decides to pass it at the last second, and you can tell that THT didn't even really get a chance to get into his true shooting form, and he still knocked it down from the corner, so that was a good hit. And I just think that THT did a great job there, and I just really appreciate his professionalism. I like the fact that THT came into the game ready. We know he's not necessarily involved into the rotation as of late, but he came in, and I think he performed very well. And he's been dealing with some injuries and things like that, but I think certainly he led us tonight offensively. So I got to give THT a lot of credit. And so next up, I think that my next MVP on the night is Zac Collins. I think that, look, Zac Collins, considering where he has come from, right? Because he initially came to the team, he didn't even play. And he's been getting a chance now with Vooch being out. He got more of an opportunity with Jalen Smith being out with the concussion. And I think that he's really run with his opportunity. And I think tonight you saw that once again. 20 points. He had 12 rebounds. He had 2 assists. He had 3 steals. He had a block. He was -22. 10 of 16 from the field. I know he was 0 of 2 from 3. But in 28 minutes. And so what I loved about Zac Collins is that he continues to mix it up inside with the physicality. I love that. And I love the fact that he is rebounding the basketball at a high level. And he is showing you that, look, he is a very good passer, especially at the top of the key. He is definitely going to find you if you are cutting. He had a nice assist there to Trey Jones, and we're going to talk about him in a moment with his play. But still, Zac Collins is showing you that, look, he can definitely be a player that he's on contract for just a year. I'm not saying he's a long-term piece, and I continue to keep saying this. I think that even if you draft a front court player, I do think that Zac Collins is not going to get in the way, and he certainly helps you out, especially if you move forward with Jalen Smith as the starter. And that's assuming that this team is moving on from Vooch. And so, look, Zac Collins continues to play well. And this was without Josh Giddey. And so that's great to see that he's still playing well, even without, the lead point guard out there who is great at assists. And so that is a good sign to see for the Chicago Bulls. And so I think a great game for him. And so next up, I think the next MVP on the night for me, I'm going to give it to Coby White. All right. And so I think that Coby White, the 25 points, the 7 assists, the 4 rebounds, 2 steals. He did have a block shot, -19, 9 of 23 from the field, 3 of 12 from downtown. That is not very good in 39 minutes. But look, this is now, I think, 3 straight 20-point performances from him. So it looks like that he has definitely kind of turned the page offensively again. And you could just tell that Coby White was doing everything that he could out there. His effort, I love loved it, and I definitely think that that's something that this team certainly needed, and so I'll give him that tonight. I think that he's an MVP for me there. And so next up, just looking at just the rest of the team and just kind of what we saw, and so going to Tre Jones. And so Tre Jones had to step into the starting lineup today, and look, Tre Jones has been playing very well off of the bench. And he had 9 points, he had 7 assists and 8 rebounds, and he had a block shot. Negative 26 in the plus-minus box score. 4 of 9 from the field, but 1 of 2 from 3, and he got 34 minutes. And so, look, Tre Jones continues to impress me with his off-the-ball cutting. I think that he's done a terrific job at that. And he's also showing us that when he gets close to the rim, he is very good with his layup package, man. Like, I think that he's great at that and not really letting just length and just, some of the bigger defenders really affect his shot there. And he had a very nice lob to modest Buzelis. And so just showing you that he can absolutely be a true point guard. I just think that it's going to be tough to move forward with the Chicago Bulls, especially with an expiring contract, and then the fact that the Chicago Bulls have tons of guards. But I think that if you're anybody else in the league and you need a guard, look, Tre Jones continues to show that he can be a solid player. And so next up, Modest Buzelis. And so, look, it is a great sign that we see Modest Buzelis play 31 minutes. Give me more of that. And then we see that he scores 17 points. He has 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He has a block shot. Negative 19 from the plus-minus box score, 7 of 17 from the field, and he was 1 of 7 from 3. And so even though he struggled from downtown, I definitely, noted that for sure. He did struggle to make a three-point shot. But the confidence was there, and I love that he found other ways to be effective in the game, and that just is the sign of growth for Modest Buzelis, because I'm not sure that they necessarily run some things in the offense, but he is trying to find ways to be effective for his team on the offensive end, and I think that he continues to just really show flashes of what he can be as a playmaker. We got a chance to see him get some more rebounds tonight, and so that was good to see, and he continues to add to the block shots, and so it was great to see Modest Buzelis go through it. I did see Billy Donovan kind of, have a little conversation with him there. I think he maybe had blown an assignment, but that's okay. That's what we want. We want these learning moments for Modest Buzelis, and it's good that he played in 31 minutes tonight. And so next up, look, Dalen Terry, he had to start tonight. He just had 4 points in this one. He had 1 rebound. He had 2 assists, negative 9. It's good to see he got 16 minutes. He was 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 5 from the field. Did start it off pretty good. I think he had a couple pretty good assists and things like that. Didn't necessarily have the points that you wanted, but hey, he got a chance to get into the starting lineup, and that's good to see because Billy Donovan could have easily went with THT, but he went with Dalen Terry, and he gave him a chance tonight. Look, we didn't see a whole bunch statistically from it, but it's good to see that Billy Donovan is giving Dalen Terry a chance, and this is what we want to see. We want to see this guy evaluated and see what he could do for you, and so that was good to see. Next up, as far as the bench, and so look, I think that Jalen Smith had another strong game. He had a strong game against the Pacers, and I think he comes back with another strong one here. In fact, a double-double. He had 13 points, 11 rebounds. He had a block shot. He was +3, 4 of 7 from the field, and then also, he was 2 of 4 from 3 in 18 minutes. I want to see him play a little bit more extended minutes. I've talked about the fact that I'd like to see him at 20+. But still, it's good to see that he is now getting back into a rhythm, especially after being out with the concussion. Julian Phillips, look, coming off the bench, he had 4 points and assist, -1 in the plus-minus box score. Did get 20 minutes, 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. But, still, he got the minutes. Again, you just didn't see what you wanted statistically from him, but he is getting the minutes, and that's what you want to see. Next up, looking at Jevon Carter, he got a chance to get into the game. Played 16 minutes. He scored 3 points. He had 3 assists. I thought that he gave us some good minutes. Just to note, we had E.J. Liddell come in for 2 minutes. We had Emmanuel Miller play 2 minutes, and then also Jameer Young played 2 minutes. And so we got some of our younger players that got in the game. Do want to see some more of E.J. Liddell play in the games like this, especially since he is doing so well in the G League. And I've said this before that, look, you need to get these players out there in NBA action. The G League can only do so much. At some point, you need to put them out there. And so this was one of those games where you wanted to see more of that. So, just a tough loss for the Chicago Bulls because, again, the energy, the effort, it was all there. Defensively, I liked what I saw from this team. They were moving the basketball very well. The assists were very high. And that speaks volumes for this team considering that they didn't have Lonzo. They didn't have Josh Giddey. These are guys that definitely set the table for this team. And so to see that they played unselfishly like this and they tried to play for one another, you just saw that they just came up short due to the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're a good basketball team, and good basketball teams find ways to win. And so let's go ahead and jump into the team box score for tonight. And so, looking at this and some of the key takeaways from this, right now you see that the Cavs 53-50 as far as rebounds. They lead in that. 9-7 as far as the Cavs lead in turnovers, which is another good thing that this Chicago Bulls team did tonight. They did not turn the basketball over, so that was a great thing, and that is something that this team has really struggled with throughout. And then, so next, with the fast break, look, 14-7, Bulls lead that, and that is a great sign because that is what the Bulls want to do offensively moving forward as an identity to go along with knocking down three-point shots, and so you see that in tonight's game. And then the points in the paint. Look, talked about the effort level. They were just really attacking the paint with a purpose today. 68-52, the Bulls, as far as points in the paint. Unfortunately, it didn't work out like that for them on the free throw line. We'll talk about that in a moment. But still, they were relentless tonight at attacking the paint. I love it. 6-4 Bulls in steals there and 6-4 Bulls in blocks. So the activity as far as the block shots are concerned. So then when we look at the field goal percentage, look, 44.3% from the field for the Bulls. Not bad. 25% from three. That, you could see that, especially in the fourth quarter, this team went cold. Then with the Cavs, they got hot in the fourth quarter. They shot 46.9% from the field, 35.4% from three. And then when you look at the assist number, look, the assists were very good for the Chicago Bulls tonight. And then when it came down to the free throw line, look, the discrepancy was big because the Cavs went to the line 33 times compared to the Bulls 17. I certainly think that there should have been some more calls that went to the Bulls today. But make no mistake about it, the Bulls still had a chance to win. They just, again, you see the experience level from a good basketball team with the Cavs, and then a team that is trying to seriously try to figure some things out with the Bulls that just are not there yet. And so, anyway, let me know in the comments what you think here about this recent loss. What are your key takeaways from tonight's game? Because, again, shorthanded, I think this team did everything that they could. And so, look, hopefully the team can continue to keep trending along with these efforts like this, and hopefully we get a chance to get, maximum evaluation, because that is going to be important. The offseason is going to be here very quickly. I know the season's not over yet, but this is a very important time for this team, especially if they are trying to build and getting into a winning situation for longevity. They've got to find ways to evaluate their talent. And so let me know in the comments what you're thinking. And as I always say, go Bulls, and I will see you on the next one. All right, peace.